Hi everyone, welcome back. So we will start off our afternoon session with Faria Anzum, Senior Product Design at Relevant AI. She is passionate about AI ethic, the risks of misaligned system, and building tools that center human value. Today she will talk about how platform can integrate AI agent that perform tasks independently to streamline complex workflow. And this one will focus on business opportunity and product strategy without diving into technical code. So please join me in welcoming Freya Ansu to the stage.
Cool. Hello, everyone. I'm Faria. I'm a product designer at Relevance AI, and I am not technical. I have no idea how coding works, but I can give you some ideas on like how you could leverage agents to make your business.
Sorry, can you
use the mic? Yeah, mic. Cool. Awesome. So in this talk, you're going to learn what agentic features actually are, and I'll share with you my understanding, practical use cases that I have seen in wild, and I keep seeing as we integrate with like more AI platforms, and how to integrate agents in your product, and how you like can use AI to automate your routine task. I'll show you with how I use it every day. And you will get value from this talk if you're just curious, you're just learning, or you are starting your own business, or you already have your own business and you want to bring in AI agents in there. Cool. By now, AI agent isn't a jargon anymore, it's a thing. We all kind of know what they are. So what is an agent? Let's do a quick recap in a non-technical way. So agents are like digital co-workers who can think, plan, and act for you. So imagine you have an assistant that just notices like your fridge is empty, then it's like, okay, I need to buy food. It knows like which groceries you like, what your preference is. Then it buys the groceries for you, adds a delivery time on your calendar, and notifies you for when the delivery comes. It can't yet bring the food and keep it on your fridge, but it can do all the other virtual stuff. And next time, maybe it learns from your preference. Say like you, it knows that maybe you're vegetarian or like you're vegan and you don't drink cow milk anymore. So it will go and like instead of ordering you like regular milk, it will maybe add oat milk or soy milk for you. So how does the AI agent work? It notices, in this case, that your fridge is empty. It decides, so figures out you probably need milk, egg, and bread based on your usual shopping list. It acts, so orders the groceries online and books a delivery slot, and it learns. It learns from your feedback. Like, for instance, your adjustment. You are a vegan now. So how are AI agents built? There are like these core parts that work together as a team. For an agent, it has a brain, which is like the LLM, for example, Gemini. It understands instructions, like draft text, and picks up the next step. So like if you have a plain text, it just knows from that text what it needs to do. Should I summarize this ticket? Or should I reply, create a task, or look up a date? It recalls, it has a memory. So it knows like your current conversation and any long-term memory. So if you had like multiple conversations with it in past, it knows like who is your like customer, what they prefer, your data. It might have knowledge as well. It has tools and APIs that it needs to work. They're like its hand. So like, for example, it has like some pre-approved actions, like send emails to this customer, or query a database, or send a reply to Slack. which you can connect. You can connect as many tools as you want, and it has a to-do list. So it plans in a logical order. It knows what to do first, then what to do second. And all this is managed by the manager agent, which is the orchestrator framework. So manager makes all of these work together. Now, Google Gemini yesterday launched Gemini Enterprise, which allows you to interact with an agent all from Google's Workspace suite, which you can interact with and see how it works out for you. And then how to use agents to save your business money, which is the point of my talk today. The first thing you'd need to do is spotting the right opportunities. Think like where in your platform do users spend the most time doing repetitive, boring tasks? And trust me, you're going to come up with infinite ideas. Like I'm mentoring in Blackbird, and I see a lot of businesses coming up where they're just building use cases with agents. And I just think, oh, why I didn't think of that before. But they're like very small, repetitive use cases that you don't usually think of. So how can you come up with the ideas? Think in verticals. You could be in e-commerce space. You could be in sales or CRM space. So maybe in e-commerce space, before you had to keep checking stock levels and set like manual discounts for your products, now the agent can keep an eye for your stocks and jump in when needed. You don't need to manually keep an eye. You're more valuable as a human. In sales, you'd have to spend a lot of time sending the same follow-up email to your clients or potential leads. And now an agent drops the email and sends them at scale. And they do a high quality work, trust me, depending on the model, of course. Then in healthcare, before you would have to spend time with patients with reminders, follow-ups, checkups, and now the agent is there to automatically send reminders or follow-ups to the patients. Or in marketing use case, you manually had to like create a campaign, then send the campaign reports or track ad performance across all your social media, and then copy the data across tools where you're tracking it. But now the agent not only can like create the campaign for you, of course, like you would be the main decision maker, but agent can also like schedule for you. Then once it's scheduled, it tracks the performance and makes a summary report for you of what's working and what's not, and then tells you the next steps. If you don't have any ideas for business, you can just ask Gemini for the right opportunity. Just think, where is my platform wasting human time? Just don't make or integrate agent just for the sake of it. And decide what kind of agent you might need. You might need a specific kind of agent, or you might need an agent that can just do everything, right? So there are these 4 that I'm going to show you that AI agent typically you can like make them do. It could be a watcher, so it keeps an eye on things for you, like stock levels, website traffics, or payments. For example, ping me if sales drop suddenly today. It could be a summarizer, so saves you from digging through long emails or chat threads or reports. So like, give me 3-line summary of today's customer support chats. It could be a doer, so it takes actions on your behalf. So book up the follow-up meeting or send out thank you emails for all new signups. It could be a coordinator, so it moves in between like all the different tools and decides what to do with them. Then step 3 is working out how to bring it in your platform. So there are 3 routes that I can think of that you can bring agents. You don't need to reinvent the stack. You can build it natively in-house. So if you want tight integration, brand-specific UX with full control, but it would require engineering who are familiar with APIs and LLM orchestration. You can have a plugin It's faster time to go to market. Like you could use like a drag and drop, low code, no code solution. It's great for like tasting demand or prototyping ideas that you just want to validate. It doesn't need heavy engineering work upfront. It could be hybrid. So what do I mean by hybrid? Like you could use like a drag and drop, low code, no code builder solution and integrate that into your own platform. So AI does all the heavy lifting, but you can also have your domain-specific tweaks. So let's apply this in a real-life workflow. Let's imagine you're building a mental health platform, and patients can come, and they can talk with therapists, they can talk with psychologists, and usually they would book sessions with them, and they would have to keep psychologists would have to keep a track of the bookings. So let's imagine you just started out, you want to try it yourself first. You are the only psychologist or therapist in the platform. So your business would be losing money for every unread replies or missed bookings or drop-offs. And that equals to lost revenue in the current state. Let's say like you're charging $100 per session. Missing just 3 bookings means you are down to $300 daily. And over a month, that's $9,000 gone. Not because of bad therapy, but because of poor follow-up. On top of that, having a human admin to chase all this can cost up to $25 to $30, depending on where you are in the world, which can quickly add up to $200 a day if you need a full-time human. Now, as a founder, how can you solve that? You're building the mental health platform. So for example, you can create, in this case, let's say Relevance AI, you're creating an agent. You can create an agent from scratch, or you can use one of the built-in agents. You give it a prompt. You are an agent connected to a Google Sheet called mental health signups. And there are all these rows that you can find here: name, email, sign-up date, last interaction, status. And your job is to check every morning, scan the sheet for people with status. So like every time someone signs up, but there's no booking, and where last interaction is more than 5 days ago. That's where you're gonna send them a follow-up email or a reminder email. So it creates the agent for me. While it's creating, it asks me, like, would you like the agent to run at 8 every morning? You can change the time later if you want. And I'm like, sure, I don't care, as long as you do it every day. So yeah, it created the agent for me in this case, and it also has a system prompt based on the word, the prompt that I gave before. It changed that and it made this other system prompt based on all the tasks that I reminded it to do. And now I can change the prompt if I want to, or I can go and connect the tools that it needs. So in this case, I need to connect it with Google Sheet. So that I just connect it once and it knows. I don't need to re-authenticate all the time. And once I connect, this is what it looks like. So these are all the signups. That's maybe coming from HubSpot. So like all these users signed up, and what it did is like every day, it's doing like a follow-up draft. When I usually create an agent, I treat it like as an intern, and I don't let it just send email to customers on its own, because I want to monitor the quality of the agent, because I feel like over the time it gets better. Just like when you onboard an employee, they don't know their work that well, but then over the time they learn. So that's how I would treat an AI agent in my day-to-day life. So in this case, I'm auditing the email it has written for me, all the drafts, and I would go and manually approve and send from the platform. But then over the time when it gets better, I can just trust it and make it automated. This way, nobody slips through cracks, and outreach feels consistent, on time, and without burning your limited bandwidth. And as a human, you can do more. Now, making agents and automating everything is just the first step. You need to, if you want to have real adoption from users, you need to design for trust and adoption. What do I mean by that? You need to be transparent. We're heading towards a world where things are becoming more and more automated anyway. And I think as humans, we're inherently lazy. And we are going to rely more and more on these agents. But it's important for us to, us humans, to make the other user, whoever is interacting with the agent, to let them know that you're interacting with an AI entity, not a real human being. So in this case, if the agent is sending an email to the customer, I would say this is sent via agent, not as from Faria. I wouldn't let it pretend to be Faria, because what if it does something crazy? And also, it's very important that you give your users a clear off switch or override what agent does. And as I was saying, treat it as an early stage employee. Start with a draft, pre-approval, approval, and then progress to full automation. And also monitor it from day to day. So what agents can do for you in your day-to-day life? A practical life example that I follow, there's a few use cases, but one example is before, I would have to do a lot of things manually. I would have to find recently signed up users on HubSpot, manually reach to those users, write email to them. Maybe there are 10,000 signs up a day. Can you imagine going through 10,000 people and writing them email? That's a huge waste of my time. And draft them email. Then if they connect the email to Calendly, then the customer books the call with me, keep track of those. And during the interview, take notes. If there's AI summary, I need to find out the AI at least till last year, didn't do a good enough job with summaries. So I had to go and manually do the research report myself, and then write the actions and next steps. Now I have a user interview agent. So what it can do is, I created this agent for my team where we work with enterprise and super agents. And this agent has this system prompt, and it's with connected with my Gmail, with my Calendly, and it has some triggers. So it's similar to the example that I was showing before. It just creates, it sends an email to the user every time they sign up. There's a new sign up, and then sends them a follow-up email, and that's it. They don't keep bugging the user all the time. So this is what it does. So in this case, this is the email that the agent drafted for me. Hi, Faria. I hope you're enjoying building with Relevance AI. As someone who has gotten hands-on experience, blah, 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 I want to schedule a brief 30 minutes call with you. What we're looking for is this. Schedule your session here. So this is an example of like an email that my customer would see. So to recap, agents are like digital co-workers who can think, plan, and act for you. If you have a product idea, or you already have a business, but you're not integrating with AI, think where you can bring in agents. And think of like where in your platform do people spend most time doing repetitive, boring tasks. Maybe like my challenge for you today is pick one repetitive or boring task that you have in your life and automate that with an agent, with any agent. I want to end with this proverb. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. But build a machine that fishes for him and he has time to write poetry. So that's it. Thank you all.
So if anyone have any question, just raise your hand. We will give the mic to you. You have anything, just ask.
Thanks. I'm quite new to AI, so excuse the stupid question, but if I have a SaaS cloud software platform and I want to incorporate AI agents into it, do these agents run externally in the Google Cloud or the Azure Cloud, or do I incorporate them into my platform running on my infrastructure as agents?
Can you give an example of a use case?
Well, so like you're saying, let's say I have a job tracking system.
Yeah.
So the system tracks hundreds or thousands of jobs
Yeah.
every day, and I like your example of let me find all the ones that are overdue and remind the technicians to go and do them. If I want to use a Gemini agent to do that, does that agent run in the Google Cloud, or do I incorporate some Gemini SDK in my platform?
I have no idea.
Okay, no worries.
It's very technical. I know the use cases from product side, but yeah, not sure about the technical details.
Okay,
Yeah.
no worries.
Hi, once again, not a technical question, more towards relevance AI, which I guess you're a part of, right? So you said that you can use the agent which is from relevance AI and connect to a data from, say, HubSpot. But HubSpot has their native agents, and as will any other application. So what's the sort of use case for not using that and using relevance AI?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And also like OpenAI has like agents kit, right? So I think HubSpot is very HubSpot specific. So like you would have agents that are more connected to HubSpot and it flows in and out from HubSpot, where relevance is like more platform agnostic. So you can connect not only HubSpot, but any other HubSpot alternatives. If you know what I mean, like for OpenAI, they have agent kit, but in our case, that agent kit works really well with OpenAI platforms. But in our case, you can have OpenAI agent kit, you can have Google, you can have Anthropic, anything you want.
Right. So, understood. So like a general, if I have 5 different systems and I just want one agent on top of them, so maybe relevance is, okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Thanks.
Any more questions?
Cool, thank you.